Hey everybody, it's Laura and Kate. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I am so excited because Kate and I love working together and we haven't had much time to hang out lately, so it's all your fault, guys.
Right?
So,
They keep us so
yeah.
busy.
Well, Kate and I, we were published with the same publisher and kind of worked together a whole bunch of different times and ended up becoming great friends. But that's not the reason you should be watching or listening. It's that she's just pretty darn smart when it comes to social media and running an agency and things like that. So I'm gonna let you prove yourself. But no, I'm going to turn it over to you because you've got a lot of stuff to go over, and we have a lot of people in the room here. So there you go. And it's so funny because Kate's in Florida, which is where I live, and I'm in California, where nobody that so it's kind of odd. I'm staying at a friend's house. That's why I've got this great lighting. But nonetheless, I'm glad you could all make it, and let's have some fun. So Kate, over to you, girl.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Kate. I'm here at a good friend's house doing some visiting. Going to Disney tomorrow for Halloween, which is pretty awesome. But when Laura asked me to hang out with her, there was no way I could turn that opportunity down. And so we were going to share with you tonight some cool stuff. I present about social media quite a bit, but it is an honor to get to partner with Laura on this because, you know, even when I was first getting started and kind of going through the ranks and we were both had our product published by the same publisher, I learned so much from her that you'll probably hear some of that incorporated into what I do now, which I wasn't doing. And so, so again, just the opportunity to partner with her and to share for both of us, as some of my audience is here listening, getting new nuggets and whatever, because we really are a power team, are we not, Laura?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's funny from a strategy viewpoint. When I have something funky going on or I need a little help, you are on the short list of people I call. So, yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really quite excited, in fact. Now, I don't know this particular system so well, but I want to make sure everybody can hear us okay.
Yeah, I got a thumbs up from my assistant that they can hear us and see us just fine, and then she's going to check back in with me in just a second when I start sharing the screen to make sure you guys can see the screen too. So this is a cool little hangout technology, and I'm glad you guys are here. I hope everything works smoothly.
Yeah, well, that's always the hope, so that I mean, technology, it's a blessing and a curse. Can't live without it, can't live with it, so it's the way it goes. Now, the other thing is, guys, some stuff that we're going to be talking about is kind of common sense, and some of it is really bright, so make sure that you, don't have any distractions, you have a pad and actual paper in front of you so you can take notes and whatnot. Of course, we'll be available to answer any questions afterwards, or anytime. Our door's always open. But this is actually if you want to do something online and you have no clue what to do and you need to make money tomorrow, this is what you do. If you already have clients and you're doing other stuff for them and the best people that you can go ahead and sell to, are people that are already your clients, this is what you do. If you have your own business and you want to get more exposure and you want to go ahead and take this information and be able to apply it right away, this is what you do. And that's why I really like what Kate has to say, because it's so universally important for every single person who is online, be it totally newbie and has no clue what to do, but has stuff to get done, or somebody who's already seasoned but really needs to increase their exposure, because there's certain strategies from a social media standpoint. I don't teach it, okay, because organic social media is a different animal than paid traffic. And I talk about paid traffic a lot, but I don't talk about really the engagement strategies that you need to have if you're going to go ahead and create that other piece of success. And really, at the end of the day, people say, well, what do I need to do? Unfortunately, we have to do it all, but we can all do it in pieces, and this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you start telling everybody this stuff, because there you go.
Okay, good. But you are going to hang on because I want your input and feedback and all your smarts too.
Yeah, I mean, we're a great team, but I mean, I just realized I could go, you know, you put me in front of a camera and a couple people, I could just go for hours. It might not, you know, whew, and this is your game, girlfriend.
All right. Well, just so you guys know, I do see that the Q&A, you guys do have some questions coming in and stuff. Feel free to type them in if you have them, but please know that we will try to get to them at the end. So they're kind of slightly distracting me just a little bit, so I'm going to close them because I do want to start and share some content with you. The topic for this webinar tonight was, whoops, hang on just a second. Let me, I got to do two things at once here to share my screen. Let's see. I got to actually drop this to the bottom. Hold on.
Hey, Kate, some of these questions that I see, I'm going to answer if I can, okay? To make sure you feel that everything's being taken care of.
All right, awesome.
There we go.
Let me move to presenter mode here. All right, can you guys see my screen?
I can, Kate.
All right, I don't know why, I hope that little thing goes away at the bottom. So let's just get started and hopefully it'll go away even though I'm telling it to hide and it's not hiding. So you guys, let me know if you would like to make some more money with your social media business. Anybody, you guys can raise your hand in the chat or say something to Laura. Okay, this is going to annoy me if that doesn't go away. How about you guys want to what we call get famous online or become well known, be an expert in social media or social media marketing. Gosh, travel the world, go to cool places, work from anywhere you want. That is one of the fun things about what Laura and I were just saying, kind of we're switched places at the moment. And possibly meet up and network with some of the coolest people on the planet. Laura is one of my dearest friends, and without being a successful social media manager, we would have never gotten to meet. And there's plenty of other cool people that we know. They're some of the smartest, most successful entrepreneurs on the planet, and social media and our social media agencies, or agencies in general, are the vehicle that have brought these things to brought these things to us. So here's the deal. We get to work when we want, where we want, with clients that we love, and we have the opportunity to earn as much or as little as you'd like, as we'd like. So here's the thing. You might say to me, and Laura, agree, like most people are like, why would you want to earn as little as you'd like? Well, it's a sliding scale. Some of you may not be, some people are not interested in having a full-blown agency or having a full-time business that they run. You may just be looking for a couple hours a week doing something from home, or you may be looking to add to an existing business. In any case, this provides you the opportunity to work as much or as little as you'd like and to earn as much or as little as you'd like. It's really up to you. Now, I hate to be kind of stumbling, but this little thing at the bottom, can you guys see the little thing at the bottom that says Google Hangouts is sharing your screen?
No.
Okay, good. Awesome. Then I can stop being annoyed by it. How about that?
Yeah, no, don't be annoyed by it because it actually looks just fine by
perfect. All right, good. And then awesome. Must be showing to me, and that's new. I haven't seen it since the last time I've done a Hangout, so I love this Hangout technology, but, like everything, it's always evolving. So all of this may sound like it's too good to be true, and honestly, I thought so too. Until 2008, I had just been handed the dreaded pink slip from my job, and I needed a new job badly. So I started becoming virtual friends with people that I thought would be able to help me on Twitter and Facebook, and this is kind of the beginning of when Laura's and my story begin to intersect here, even though we don't know it yet. But suddenly people started asking me for advice on how to use social media for their businesses. So I started getting questions, I just started answering it, and I would give people tips and advice. And, you know, pretty soon I was building up this reputation as a social media manager totally on accident, because trust me, I was not trying at all. I was trying to find a regular 9-to-5 job, and no, I was definitely not looking to start a business. So fast forward 6 months, you guys, I had so many clients. I was frantically hiring my friends and family to help me out. With 18 months, I was earning about $10,000 per month online, and this is probably when I came on the radar for some of you, including about the time that I got to meet up with Laura Betterly. And this was more than double what I was making at my previous job. So what I started to do was I started to realize that there was really a need for people to learn how to become social media professionals, and there was definitely a want out there for people to learn how they could start a business and go from, you know, being broke and unemployed as a dance instructor, which is one of the things that I was doing before I started working online, to making $10,000 a month. Now, since then, and Laura enjoys the fruits of these same successes. We both have social media agencies. Yours is more, you do more on the paid side now. You don't really handle social and stuff anymore, but you still have your...
I give it to you, Kate.
Yeah, exactly. But we have the opportunity to consult with top brands. We've trained thousands of people while I've trained social media managers. Laura has cross-trained many of them on paid and local. But we have trained tens of thousands between the two of us in online marketing and how to make money providing services online. We both speak across the country and across the world, really. We have both sold very popular online trainings, many of which you have heard of and have used to start your businesses, I'm sure. We've written Kindle books. We host offline events and masterminds. And we both have been able to branch out from just being a service provider and make money from email and affiliate marketing, earn that passive income. And these are the kind of things, again, like I said, that we are passionate about teaching you guys. So the truth is, though, and Laura, I should have put one of our little matching pink-haired pictures, right?
Oh, God, yeah, I know.
I don't feel like, and I don't say this to say anything bad about myself, but I feel like I'm just like you guys. I don't know that I have any special skills or anything that I know that's different than what you guys know, just except for that I spent 18 months studying and applying and trying things, you know, and maybe my iPhone is stuck in my hand a little more often, than yours may be. So, you know, Laura and I both just consider ourselves down to earth kind of gals, and the difference is, I think, is implementation. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, there's everybody can you know, learn, you know, and study and whatnot. I think that where the rubber meets the road is really implementation. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, technology is a blessing and it's a curse, because, you know, there's always things changing, but the basics of the basics don't change, and how people communicate don't change. And so if you really have, you know, I mean, and I'm with you, Kate. I don't think I'm particularly any brighter than anyone else. I mean, we just got lucky. We ran into the right people, and we were, you know, we applied what we learned, and, you know, figured some stuff out. So, you know, yeah, and your story is, yeah, you went from unemployed to doing this. My story is not that much different. I went from, you know, having a fairly high net worth and getting sick, and then going into huge debt because I didn't have health insurance when I got sick. And when we both ran into our previous publisher, and I remember you were just getting your course out, and they were just talking to me, and we met each other. It was really funny because I think we both had pink hair at the time. It was kind of like, they only hire women with pink hair. Okay, good. You know, I'm cool with that. But yeah, but we became great friends, and we continued to learn and continue to make those connections. So yeah, I think that every single person who has a desire to be able to do that should be able to achieve it without, you know, without, being a rocket scientist, so to speak. The last time I was in a room and somebody was saying something smart, I was like, "What are you, freaking rocket scientist?" And he actually was, and I felt really stupid.
That's hilarious.
I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
If you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit here, and we're going to jump into the webinar. But first, I wanted to just share with you along those lines. Many of our students, Tom up here is wanted to retire from being a firefighter, wanted to retire early. So we've been able to replicate these skills across with all different kinds of people. All the things we're going to be teaching you tonight. Zach moved to a new city, which is Austin, my city, whoop whoop, and went from 0 to making $5,000 a month within 3 months of moving to a new city. So always joke, if somebody dropped you off in a new city, could you start your business all over again? Well, my answer is absolutely yes. I could start all over with nothing, and we're going to talk about those strategies tonight here on the webinar. And Sandy Urban is a social media manager. She's a stay-at-home mom of 6. And within the first 6 weeks of using a lot of the stuff we're going to teach you tonight and what's in the Social Media Manager Pro training that I do, she earned $14,000 within 6 weeks with 6 kids at home. So you guys, these just goes to show that we are just, Laura, our students, everybody, it's really about implementation. Okay. So Laura mentioned to you, you may be a small business owner listening to this webinar. That is, you kind of are a DIYer. You do your own social media to promote your business. Many of you on here are professional marketing consultants. That is, you already have a service-based business where you provide marketing services. You may be looking to add social media services, or you may be looking to grow your social media business, in which case we will definitely be giving some pointers tonight on how to do that. Or some of you may be considering starting an online business and you're looking at the different options of what kind of online business would you like to start, and if so, you are also in the right place. So you guys just pop into the chat really quickly and let Laura know, just so we can get an idea of who is on the webinar tonight, which one of these 3 buckets are you in? Are you the business owner who's also handling your social media services for yourself, and AKA you've hired yourself? Are you a marketing consultant, or are you looking to start an online business? So you guys go ahead and take a moment and do that. And while you do that, let's just talk about some of the available online business models that you have. So, there's network marketing, there's blogging to make money online. We mentioned affiliate marketing. Amazon selling and eBay selling is really popular right now. You hear a lot about creating your own information products. And then there are services like graphic design, web design, search engine optimization. So why, of all of these business models, would you choose to be a social media manager? Well, here's the thing, is that I believe that social media is the lowest hanging fruit, the quickest and the easiest way to make money online. As a matter of fact, as we said for this webinar, we're going to show you how you can get a client within the next 24 hours. So that's by this time tomorrow night. While everyone else is out trick-or-treating and right, or doing whatever it is that they're going to do tomorrow night, that you will have bagged or be well on your way to having that first social media client within the next 24 hours. All you need is a willingness to learn how to be effective on those top social media platforms, which Laura and I both teach. I do say that you need the ability to naturally converse and enjoy being social, because the truth is, if you hate talking to people, if you hate answering questions, if you loathe, going out in public and connecting with potential clients and never want to move to be a speaker or an expert, I will show you I will talk about one particular strategy that will work for you, but you will have a much harder time. And if you don't enjoy what you do, you may not be as successful. That just is kind of common knowledge, right? Again, Laura said some things are common sense, but some things we want to we think are common sense, but we don't always apply. So the other thing, and like the Tom and Sandy and Zach that we mentioned earlier, you guys, it's really about taking action and not giving up. And again, that may sound like common sense, but I promise you, the people who are on this webinar tonight that are going to have a client by tomorrow afternoon, it is because they are going to go out and take massive action. It is not because they are going to get different information than you. It is not because they are any smarter than you, or they're any luckier than you, or they are anything than you. It would only be for that reason. So you definitely can do that. It is literally a matter of, will you go out and actually apply what Laura and I are going to share with you within the next 24 hours. Okay. So basically, you guys, my saying is, if you know how to use Facebook, then you've already got a head start, which means there are 1 billion people on the planet that the opportunity of being a social media manager is available to. So on this webinar, we are going to cover the 3 main types of clients that you can specialize in, and I'm going to tell you who I think pays the best, where you can find your first social media client. Again, I keep saying that, in the next 24 hours, okay? The number 1 package that's been proven to sell best to a first-time client. So once you have found that client, right, what do you sell them? We're going to talk about that. And then how I create a perfect pitch that closes 99% of my prospects. So it is very, very rare that I get to the point of actually pitching a client or sending them a proposal where they do not move forward with me, and that is because of my method of really understanding their needs and creating a pitch that is virtually impossible for them to turn down. So I just want to be fully honest with you, because we'll get a lot of comments about this, you guys. Yes, at the end of this webinar, we are going to talk about how to get my social media manager program. Okay, I'm in business. Just like you guys want to be in business, I'm in business as well. So the whole thing is, if you want to go deeper into the stuff that I present, if you want to ask questions directly, etc., we will make that opportunity available to you. We also have some very cool bonuses for the people that do stay on all the way until the end, okay? But we will give a full amount of content, so you don't need to be concerned that you are here. It's great if Social Media Manager Pro sounds like the next step for you. Awesome. If it doesn't, awesome as well, but that doesn't stop me from sharing with you everything that I have promised to share with you. I just want to give you a full disclosure and also let you know that there's free stuff if you stay on till the end. And so, you know, with that disclaimer out of the way, are you guys ready to dig in? Please type yes or yes. There's me being my good motivational speaker that I am, to Laura in the chat, yes or yes, if you are ready to dig into the content. How about that? Was that good? I mean, I just went to Tony Robbins.
Yeah, you just did that Tony Robbins weekend, and it showed.
Yeah, exactly. So yes or yes. Okay. All right, good.
You know what? I just want to say that a lot of guys here on the webinar are have their own online businesses. Several of them are, small business owners, but a lot of them are marketing consultants, interestingly enough.
Okay.
And we've got several people who have been on your previous training and love you. Okay, so that's really good.
Well, I am lovable, so there is that.
Yes. Kate
My
is.
mama says so.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Okay, you guys. So first, let's talk about, is the opportunity to become a social media manager dead? And I just want to address this up front, because this is a question that I get asked probably at least once a day, definitely at least 5 times a week, as people look at the opportunity of becoming a social media manager. So there's an article in Social Media Today recently by Hootsuite CEO, and he says, the title of the article is "The Social Media Manager is Dead, Long Live Social Media." And definitely an example, in my opinion, I guess, of clickbait, right? Because the purpose of the article really talked about how actually social media manager as a silo is dead, because what businesses are realizing is that the people that they are hiring into their company, no matter what the department, need to understand, need to have the skills to use social media professionally in an integrated and strategic way, okay? So that means whether you are a community manager, whether you work in customer support, whether you create content that is in graphic design or web design, if you're a branding expert, if you're in reputation management, if you do search engine optimization, business development, media and PR outreach, or if you're in human resources, that social media skills are in demand and they are part of the roles and responsibilities for every single one of these things. Okay, so even if you're like, hey, you know what, maybe I don't want to start a business, maybe I want to go get a job, or for those of you that are thinking, that maybe the, social media is dying, so to speak, and the role of social media manager is going away. The truth is that it's not. It's actually expanding and growing and infusing itself into all facets of business. So again, while the siloed social media manager is dead, it's just actually social media management, in and of itself is becoming more and more important in business every day. And that might be a duh moment for some of you, but I have to tell you how many comments that I've gotten from my social media managers over the years who have beaten out other candidates for all kinds of positions and jobs, or who have landed clients that have been searching around through other social media managers and picked my students because they understand this, because they understand that social media, you need to know a little bit about branding, you need to know a little bit about online funnels, you need to understand how to have great customer support, and you need to be able to talk to your clients about these things because again, you cannot be siloed into its own little department, right? So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that the current supply of social media managers does not currently meet the demand from businesses. And here's a couple more reasons why. And we're going to get more into this in just a minute, and Laura's going to come on and talk to us as a local marketing expert. She's going to talk to us a little bit about this. But you guys, Yellow Pages do not work anymore. Duh moments, again, we know this. Maybe we need to start hashtag duh moments with KVJ or something. Nobody reads newspapers anymore, and I don't know about you, but I just listen to Spotify and songs that I download on iTunes. Why? Because they are all commercial free, right? I don't have to listen to anybody's advertisements, or I don't have to deal with seeing stuff that I don't want to see. So businesses are finding that the only way left to promote themselves that works is social media. So all of these smart businesses you'll find are moving their advertising budgets to social media, and they're hiring social media managers or other people in the organization or other positions in the organization with people who have social media training. So this is good news for people like you and me. Why? Because businesses are literally out there starving for new customers, and they are looking for people to help them find more customers. This means you and I can get another client in the next 24 hours. I promise you, I still put these things to the test quite often. I keep a small roster of 3 to 5 clients, but when I have an opening for a client, when I wrap up a project or a campaign for a client, and I need another one, we're going to put these methods out there to the test, and normally those spots, do not last very long. So this is good news for you guys. So now that you understand that there still is an opportunity to become a social media manager, let's all agree on that. Say yes or yes. Haha, just kidding. And let's move on and talk about the types of clients that you should look for. And the number one client, the easiest client, that low-hanging fruit that's out there to land is your local business client. So Laura, are you around to talk a little bit about the opportunity of getting a local business as a client within 24 hours? Are you here with us?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm just answering questions. I just kept myself on mute now.
Oh, okay. So can you talk about these 5-mile radius businesses and the ones that they face every day, and how easy your experience here, because you really are the queen, so I have to defer. Even though I normally teach this part, you're here, I have to defer.
Oh, I understand. Well, here's the thing. Most people will frequent a business that's within 5-mile radius of where they live. Okay, I mean it just is. It's your local restaurant. It's your where you go shopping. It's the restaurants you go to. And if you're in a even if you're in a touristy area, most people stay within that 5-mile radius. And one of the things that's happening is that from a social standpoint, people are also looking at reviews. They're looking at maps, Google Maps. They're looking at Facebook now that has places, and they're looking for places that their friends have gone to and places that have decent reviews and whatnot. Now, I would say that 90% of businesses do not understand that their survival depends on being able to be found. That's being able to be found on mobile devices, and that's the Facebook app, and that's also on Yelp, and that's also on Google Maps and whatnot. And if they do not have if they don't have that exposure, be it social or being optimized for local, they're the businesses that are going to go out of business. And you've got to understand, you've got all these big companies that are coming in and taking over. You know, I mean, like there's an Applebee's in every small town, and every mall looks the same. But what really builds the economy and what really builds this country is small, local mom-and-pop businesses. And those are the guys that are so busy running their businesses and making sure that they have the special for the evening, or that they've got something unusual that nobody else has to sell, that they don't have time to do this. And it's really a great opportunity, because when you go ahead and do it right, and that business is so busy that they have to hire other people, you're now feeding the economy, and you're also making yourself look really well. But you know, I mean, there's a lot of pride in somebody coming out and saying, "Hey, you know, you saved my life," and it's not just social. I mean, because once you already have a client, you know, maybe you've done their website, or you've done their local optimization, or you said you're going to push some ads for them. You can do their Facebook page. You can do contests. There's just so many different ways you can take that one client and keep increasing their return on investment by getting them more business. And how do they know? Well, they see the cash register ring. They see the phone ringing. They see people coming out. And that's our job. Our job is to take that business and keep them busy. Now, if people don't buy once they walk in, then they might have other problems. But for the most part, really, you know, a small, not small, but you know, mom and pop businesses. That's what drives America, and that's why what we do is so important. And I'm not trying to just be like passionate from the standpoint of, you know, let's feed the economy, but it's also you guys, right? Because you know, you don't have to be stuck in a 9-to-5 job. You don't have to be stuck. You know, I mean, I always laugh. Kate, you and I are unemployable because we never show up anywhere on time. But that's besides the point. You know what I mean? The truth of the matter. I'm sorry. I show up to some things on time, not always. But the thing is that
there's depends on how much they're paying me. Oh.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, you know, what's the average salary in the U.S. is not particularly high if you don't have like a very specialized skill set. But when you're talking about adding these different things, you can you can exponentially, and it depends on how you want to build it. You can hire other people and have them run certain things for you. But you basically open up, you know, that glass ceiling that people talk about, you know, that you can only hit so high, and you really knock that glass ceiling and shatter it to pieces, because you are in a position where you're not only helping others, but you're helping yourself, you're helping your family, and you're building the life you want to have. So, you know, there's so many different things. There's a Chamber of Commerce. The whole point of a Chamber of Commerce is to bring more commerce in. But most of the times when you go to a local Chamber of Commerce, they have no clue on what to do. They just don't have a clue. So, so you can go in and do a free talk for the Chamber of Commerce, and next thing you know, you're getting, you can do a free talk, and 9 out of 10 times people will say, this social stuff is great, this local stuff is great, I don't have time to do it, can you do it for me? And then you can go, yep, I can do that. You know, you can look at the Yellow Pages. Anyone who has a big Yellow Pages ad, you know 2 things about. First thing you know is they have money. Second thing you know is they're not getting any business. Same thing with Craigslist. You know what I mean? You can You can.
You're getting ahead, Laura. I'm gonna kill you. You're getting ahead, but it's all good. Keep going. It's good stuff. But you're letting all the treats out of the bag early.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get on a jam. Haha. You know. Somebody here said I'm fashionably late. Yes, you're right. I am fashionably late, Brent. Thank you.
Funny.
Yes.
Well, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were in the middle of a good thought. You just said.
I mean, yeah. Does anybody know Meetup.com? Meetup.com has all little networking groups, and you can find networking groups or create your own in your local area. And these are all people who know that the internet exists and they want to do better. So there's a whole bunch of stuff by helping small businesses, creating more jobs, and really, putting the community. And then you can also do this on a national level. But all I'm saying is that if you go to any local business, or any place that's local to you that you frequent already, you could probably, like, I know there's a restaurant that I used to go to all the time, and I bartered with them for, when I started. I just said, I'll do your website and you feed us, okay? And there's a question here about local optimization. We're not going to get into that specifically here, but basically it's just claiming a Google local listing and pimping it out so that it's found when somebody comes locally. And local businesses, you got dry cleaners, dance schools, daycares, restaurants, coffee shops, health practitioners. I love working with doctors and dentists and whatnot because they have a big budget. Day spas, retail stores, boutiques, beauty professionals, service providers, accountants, lawyers, et cetera, and so on. I mean, there you go. I mean, even though the Yellow Pages is not particularly used, it's still a pretty thick business. It's a pretty big book, and every one of those guys is a prospect. So there you go. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And
keep going.
Yeah. Okay. I'm doing your job, Kate. It's awesome. I love it. Anyway, yeah. I mean, and what do you use the Yellow Pages for? You just see who's spending money on advertising. And also, Groupon and Living Social. I don't know how many businesses have gone out of business by using Groupon and Living Social. And the reason why is that people who go to those sites are looking for deals, so they don't usually become repeat customers. And restaurants that have a Groupon, 9 out of 10 times, the people that come in from a Groupon are lousy tippers. So a lot of times the wait staff will not show up, and then that business ends up with lousy reviews, and it kills their business. So it's not actually good. But you can look at who's advertising there, and those are great prospects. Okay, so all you have to do is a little research on who's doing what. You know what? Did you know that Amazon has a local? Oh
yeah, Amazon local. I usually say that one. Yep, I knew that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're here, also, will you tell them about the cheese and whiskers to help them get a client tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, they want, this you got to be careful with this one, but
Okay, now cheese and whiskers. Now I have to be honest with you. I did not come up with cheese and whiskers. I was taught it by Perry Belcher, who's amazing, but he didn't actually originate it. It was originated by Dean Jackson, who's a really, really great guy. And here's the thing. The whole concept with cheese and whiskers is this. Now, imagine that you're a mouse, or you see a mouse. I'm sorry about that. A mouse will go ahead and go for the cheese, right? That's the way it works. They go towards the cheese because that's what they want. But as soon as they see the whiskers of a cat, they jump away. Right, and that's and so when you're going to talk to businesses, you always lead with the cheese, meaning this is what I can do for you, and not so much the whiskers. This is how much it's going to cost. Does that make sense? So, for example, you can ask a couple of questions and then say, and even do something relatively easy for them, or that's make a QR code that goes to their web page. Or show them that their web page isn't mobile compliant, or that they have bad reviews and whatnot, and really get them so that they can see. Yeah, James says depends on the cheese. I'm kind of pro cheese, so I'm going to just talk that way. But at the end of the day, when you're people don't want to be sold, right? You don't want to be. I mean, how many times do you get a phone call and it's a salesperson? You're like, you know. But here's the thing: local businesses or any business wants two things. They want leads and they want sales. So if you follow through with that, you can provide them what they need and what ails them, which is leads and sales and exposure, then you're going to have a much better way of going ahead and closing these guys. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I know that some people talk about it and they get really like, you know, and you can do a low-cost offer where you show them something for $20, right? You know,
we're going to talk about some of those, the lead-in offers that they can do with, here in just a minute when we talk about packages. So that's perfect lead-in.
Right. Yeah, and Russell said, you know, that he's found, you know, a big segment that's done well for him is manufacturing companies, and yeah, and
cool.
and people are very happy that I am pro cheese, and now we're talking about hashtag Cheddar Life.
Awesome. Yes. Well, cheese. If we're going to talk about cheese, then we have to talk about wine too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God! You know, there was an article yesterday that I saw that they said one glass of red wine is got the same health benefit as exercising an hour. I think it's bullshit, but I'm going for it. You know?
I'm thinking I'm the fittest person on the planet right now.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'm going to jump to this second type of client, although I really recommend that you guys look at the local marketing model first. My second type is I mentioned earlier, remember when I talked about those of you that are antisocial and that don't really like to be out in the public? You could consider a second type of client, which is one that I really liked when I got started, which was doing subcontracting work for people, you know, like Laura and I that get a lot of clients and have a lot of business, but may not be the one down necessarily in the trenches doing the work every single day. Now, we do spend a lot of time testing and tweaking and all of that, but then we also do have people handling stuff for us. And you can go to those same, you can go to meetup.com, to that same site, and find more marketing-related meetups and network with some of the more influential people in your area, other well-established freelancers, and offer to, you know, that you would support them with their clients. So the one big thing I recommend that you not do is immediately ask for a job or ask for us to refer people to you or something like that. But you can come up, talk about some of your skills, and start to develop a relationship, and then at some point, you know, when it's natural, to reach out and extend the opportunity to do some subcontracting work. I guarantee you, if I'm talking to somebody and they're sharing their specialties and their skills, and I have a client or I have a potential client that is in that area, that is the first thing that is on the top of my mind, okay? So it's not necessarily something that you need to be really aggressive about, but you can also reach out to SEO firms, you can reach out to web development firms, other people that get clients that handle anything from email marketing, even advertising agencies that do handle, you know, their radio ads and their logos slapped on the side of a bus and billboards and TV and all that stuff. I have had two very big clients that I've worked with almost since I got started that came directly from an advertising agency that just didn't handle social media, but yet their clients were asking for social media, so they brought me on as their social media partner. We also had a couple of SEO firms and one web development firm that would refer all of their business directly to us. So these are great because one of the things that's really good if you go the route of doing some freelance work for somebody else, especially when you're just getting started, is you get some invaluable on-the-job training and experience. So I know when I was first starting, getting the opportunity to work with a more experienced marketer and do the implementation meant I was learning from the strategies that they were doing, and then I was doing the implementation. So I got to see those strategies put into play, and because I was the one doing it, and it really helped me build my confidence. I got to, one of my best stories is that I was only in business for 6 months. I met someone who was an influential marketer here in Austin. I met them online and then followed up at a network marketing meetup. And because I was a quote assistant at the time, social media assistant, and an implementation specialist, so to speak, they reached out to me, and I ended up setting up 12 pages for a little known company that you guys may not have ever heard of called Dell Computers. Right, and so it's pretty awesome that 6 months in, one of my first clients was a really big company. I got a lot of experience doing that, but it wasn't myself. It wasn't me that had to go out and land that client. I was working for somebody else, but it was a great way to get some experience and get some big client names under my belt. So I could go into a few more things, about that, but you guys. They'll likely manage the communication. They can bring you a steady stream of work. They will likely ask for you to discount your services up front, so just know that in advance and keep your prices high is my little pro tip for you there. So the third one, and I let Laura talk, which is always, a good thing and a bad thing. Haha. I don't want to keep you guys on here all night, although she and I would personally stay on all night just to hang out and talk to each other. You may recognize these three faces, and this is what I call the speaker, author, coach niche. There are many others that you may have heard of, anything from fitness people to personal development to business people, anybody who has a personal brand. This is my Kate Buck's favorite client to work with. This is the main type of client that I work with in my agency. Why? Because personal brands translate well to social media. Duh, that makes a lot of sense, right? There's another hashtag duh moment with KBJ. It also lends itself to multiple networks like YouTube, Instagram, blogging, in addition to Facebook, which we're doing for every single client that we work with these days. And why is that? And it's because as a speaker, author, coach, if I'm writing and I'm doing my trainings and I'm out speaking to corporate clients and I'm out doing information products and I'm creating my YouTube videos and I'm doing all this stuff, having someone behind the scenes to help me manage it is super helpful. I should have, and I don't know why it's not on here, picture of Carrie Wilkerson, the Barefoot Executive, and Matt Basak are two internet marketers that were my first personal brand clients. And I really learned the strategies of letting them sort of, everybody wants transparency and authenticity. So before somebody calls me out on something, I would say, allowing them to do the engagement, but allow me as their social media manager to run all of the behind the scenes to really support them so that all they have to do is log in, engage, and hop out and head back to life, or share and post content on the go from their iPhones when they have time. So these personal brands could be musicians, actors, athletes, political candidates, news and TV reporters, real estate professionals, reality TV stars, and I always say up-and-coming young people because there's an entire market, and I considered for a short time just going completely into this market. I had a business partner that proposed this to me in Southern California and across the country of young people who want to get famous online, that do have talents. They want to be recruited by sports teams, or they want to be, they want to get famous on YouTube for their singing or their acting career. And if you know the techniques of promoting a personal brand online, then you could actually support and help these young people become known for what these talents and skills that they have, which I think is really awesome.
Kate, we lost you.
If you're building that online or offline, the most powerful way to build your business is through referrals, and all of that starts with networking. So I say it's not about who you know anymore, and I think I've heard somebody else say it a couple of times, so I'm not saying that I'm saying that I'm the one that came up with this. I'm just saying that I repeat this saying a lot. Somebody can correct me in the comments and tell me who actually said it, but it is about who knows you, right? So you can connect and engage and have conversations online with plenty of people that are influential and well-known, but do they know you? Do they recognize your avatar or your username? Do they? Could you walk up to them at an offline event and introduce yourself, right? So it's important that people get to know you. So to get these first clients, and Laura will have some suggestions here as well, I say start small if you'd like by helping friends and family. The number of people wanting to start a business right now, the number of entrepreneurs that are out kind of doing their thing and trying to get something started, whether it be their network marketing company or their side business painting people's houses, or cleaning houses or something, or their side online business. With the knowledge that you guys have, if you attend webinars like this on a regular basis, then I guarantee you know more than somebody who doesn't. Even if you're just attending free webinars, you know more than most people out there about how to get started and how to use the internet to promote their business. So start small, because if you need to, right? Because there is a client there at your fingertips. You can even look to organizations that you are involved with, and again, these are because you already have, you already are known, you already are liked, hopefully, if you're not a jerk, and you've probably got some trust in these organizations. Maybe you've volunteered before, or maybe it's your kids' dance school and you frequent there. So these are organizations, places that you frequent, that know you, and the reason is because, again, getting that first client is about having somebody in a very short amount of time know you, like you, trust you, and if you start already fast forwarded to the trust of that equation, then it's really all about just sharing the opportunity of social media marketing with them and how you can help them. So you can look to your daily interactions, and a good friend of ours, a woman named Sheila Brown, I love telling her story. She was working in human resources in LA. She was in charge of recruiting executives for studios. So she's not in the talent recruiting, but she was in executive recruiting, and she walked into her employer's office one day and she turned her current job into an independent contractor position that would allow her to be out of the office and traveling, and that allowed her to start her business. And now I don't believe she even has that client anymore. So it's not too far off these days to talk to somebody about virtual employment or moving to an independent contractor role. These are things that eventually I believe will all be telecommuting, so to speak. And so if you feel like that is something that you would like to do, you may be able to turn your current position, even if it's not in social media marketing, you still may be able to turn your current position into a part-time position or a stay-at-home position that would allow you to still earn some income, but more on an independent contractor basis, right? So that you can then grow a business. Laura, do you have some suggestions for them? I also have join and participate in groups on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And one that Laura and I talked about before this was searching Craigslist. Now, there are two ways that you can search Craigslist for your first social media client. One is, like Laura was mentioning before, with Amazon Local, with Groupon and Living Social and the Yellow Pages, you can actually look for people that are posting gigs and advertisements on Craigslist, and those are potential clients. As well as I search Craigslist just about once a week, if not more, and I always, always, always find people posting for a part-time assistant or social media help or marketing help without fail. And even sometimes when people are posting for a full-time position, I still think there are opportunities there to reach out and just share share about yourself and share about your business. It may be that they make you an offer that you can't refuse, and you do decide to take on a full-time client, so to speak, and go in-house. Or it may be something where you're able to show them that they can save some money by hiring you part-time to do what they thought was a full-time in-house position. So, in my opinion, Craigslist is an invaluable resource for you in getting your business started. Laura, you got anything you want to add there?
Yeah, sorry, I was coughing.
I heard. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just wanted to mute myself for a second so I didn't sound like I was about to fall off the chair or anything. Yeah, I mean, look, really, everywhere you turn is someone who needs help. And especially if you're going on social media, you can look at things in your local area, in groups in LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, for sure. And then, Facebook also has, really interestingly enough, is something called graph search. So you can look for businesses in your area and look at, they've only got 3 likes and no engagement. You can really start to see somebody who's really tried but failed miserably and what you could do to help them. So, yeah, there is no shortage of business. And I don't want to get into this, any kind of like, foo-foo, personal development stuff. But the truth of the matter is that I think the biggest issue that most people who go into business for themselves has is a scarcity mentality. There is plenty of business out there. There are plenty of people who need what we know, okay? And even if you don't know as much as Kate and I, truth is 99%, 90% more than your average guy, and they need the help. So, don't go ahead and, make yourself short by charging too little or not really, or thinking that, oh my God, I've got to pay my rent, so I need to take this client. If you don't like that person, don't sell to them. You actually, yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've made that mistake and say, well, it's pretty tight this month, I'll take on this client. Every time I do that, I give the money back because I can't. I just don't want to work with somebody I don't, and whatnot. So just get that there is no scarcity of business. There's just
absolutely not.
That's it. So we're giving you some suggestions, but the truth of the matter is that very in demand, all the stuff that we do. And and if you know how to do websites and you add this as a service, the easiest person to sell is somebody who's already happy with you. So if you already have clients, it's just like a no-brainer add-on. Anyway, just saying.
So you guys, we talked about meetup.com. Attend some meetups in your area. Also a great site called eventbrite.com. Make sure that you're attending a mix of peer meetups. Those are those marketing meetups where you're going to learn and network with your colleagues, but also specifically attending like Chamber of Commerce type events or downtown association events, where those are prospecting meetups where the people that are attending those meetups are not marketing professionals, right? I hear sometimes people are like, well, I attended networking events and it's just all other social media people. Well, are you going to prospecting meetups? So you specifically need to find those ones where small business owners are going to learn different strategies to market their businesses. Offer to speak at any of these meetups that you can. And like we mentioned earlier, if there are none, awesome. Start your own. It's the fastest way to become a center of influence in your community, is to be the one that actually starts the local networking/marketing meetup in your area. So there is someone in your social circle right now that you can help with social media. It is somebody that you interact with daily. It is somebody that you are already connected with on social media, and that when you refresh your social media profiles and add that you're now offering these services, it is a client that you already have that you're providing other services for. It is someone that you can thumb through the yellow pages and is 5 miles away from you, or that you can find on graph search. These businesses are really at your fingertips, and we're not exaggerating or overhyping when we say there is no shortage of business out there to be had. It really are the people that are out there making themselves available, that are speaking with confidence despite their experience, knowing that they have training behind them to back them up, that are landing these clients. And somebody will have one in the next 24 hours that's on this webinar, I guarantee it, and the reason will just be because they go out and implement. So I hope that is you.
All right, I have to say something here, okay? Sorry, I realize that we're trying to make it quick and we're going on, but here's the thing. There was a couple of comments in chat about, well, I've gotten a couple of low-paying gigs on Elance and whatnot. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. There was this girl that I was working with, and I hired her on Odesk, and she was amazing with social media, and I was paying her $15 an hour, and I didn't have full-time work for her. But she kept she helped me on a bunch of stuff. And then I pulled it off of, pulled her off of Odesk, and she got so busy that I started paying her $30 an hour, and then I started paying her $40 an hour. Now she's working for Brendan Bouchard, and she has no time for me. Okay? I'm just saying. So, yeah, she started, I mean, I could kick myself in the ass for not hiring her full-time so she didn't find that other job. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah.
For hearing that. That is awesome. People ask me about Elance and Odesk because of some of the low bids and stuff that are on there. But there are a lot of, I know a lot of that is overseas stuff, and I know that it feels like, oh, you don't want to compete for, less than what you're worth. Well, don't. There are people on that are looking for U.S. based. Social media in particular, when I said I was frantically hiring my friends and family, the reason is because I absolutely refused, and I still have not to this day. I do not outsource overseas. I'm not, so there is a market for that, and the reason is because language is very, 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 very important. As most of you saw in Laura's email today, spelling is important, grammar is important. It's very important in social media, and so even if somebody can pass the tests and whatever, I just would much rather, and like we talked about in the beginning, supporting my local economy with somebody who's a stay-at-home mom or a friend of mine that's looking for some part-time work. I'd rather do that and start at $15 an hour. So, but at the same, so you guys don't be discouraged by those numbers on those sites, because those people are advertising and bidding on projects for a different market. Okay, a different market. So, thank you for sharing that story. So now that you know where to find all the best types of clients, we've touched on this briefly, but what should you guys sell them? And this is a pretty ugly little chart here that I use where I kind of have 4 different bubbles of offers that I would sell people. I have a little lead-in offer, a little one-time offer. We're going to talk about that more in just a minute. You can help people with just their technical setup, which kind of could be considered that one-time offer. It's like, well, I don't want to say wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, but you just do it one time and then you're done. Also training, mentoring, consulting. These are services that are not done for you. When you think of social media management services, everybody immediately thinks of this last one here, this recurring monthly done for you implementation, but that is not the only thing that you can sell as a social media manager. Now, to get them in the door with those quick one-time services, one of my favorites is a social branding package. This is where you would help them with their cover images and their profile pictures and their backgrounds on all the social media sites so that they match their website branding and that they are all optimized to drive clicks and traffic to where they're supposed to be, or to encourage people to like the page, or create a custom landing tab for them. These are all things that you can do. And one thing that you could do, by the way, is if you use that graph search tip that Laura gave you and you find a local business and they kind of have crappy graphics, you could go on Fiverr even, spend $5. They're not always great, but it'll at least be better than what the client has now, and you could get them a cover image, at least a sample one, to show what you would do if you were their social media manager and how you could help them rebrand across all of their social media profiles for optimization. So that's one little kind of quick tip, and walk into a meeting with that already done, by the way, and to show them as an example of what you could possibly do for them. And there are actually lots of templates and things out there to assist with a social branding package, and of course we cover it in Social Media Manager Pro. That Facebook custom tab, right? So especially when you dive in and you get into Facebook advertising, you may want to drive some of that traffic onto Facebook, but onto a custom tab that's been developed to help either collect leads or to help people grab a coupon or something like that, or to even shop and buy. And so doing a one-time Facebook custom tab is a good, quick, one-time service that you guys can sell. Again, we mentioned consulting or training, just coming in and taking a look at what they're doing, if they've got an in-house team or if they're doing it themselves. All of you business owners that are DIYers, you tend to not actually treat social media the same way as if you were outsourcing it. So when I work with a DIYer, a lot of times what I'm doing is helping them understand how should they be measuring themselves. Are they are they holding themselves accountable for the same metrics that they would if they were paying somebody to do it? How much time are they spending there, and what actions are they taking so that they can sort of formulate this role that they're doing into a job, so that eventually later you can hire somebody or you can outsource it, but also just so you're kind of being accountable to yourself for the amount of time that you're spending. So that's even just a couple hours of a session, or maybe a half a day session of consulting or training that you guys can do, and that's kind of a one-time thing, or they can hire you on retainer to do that monthly. That's another example of a package that you can sell. And the one that I mentioned in the beginning, that's my favorite, that sells to first-time clients, is the evaluation roadmap. So this is where, after maybe a 20-minute consult with a potential new client, and I agree that it's somebody that I would like to work with, then we move to the next step is to come in and do a social media evaluation and roadmap. And what that is it gives me a chance to go dig around, find everything I can about them online, check out all of their social media profiles, dig into their website and their funnels and see where they're sending traffic, how they're selling things, or how they're attempting to use social media to benefit their business. And then I can come back to them and say, great, here's what you're doing really well, here's what you really suck at, and here's what you should be doing. Here is an example of all the best practices in social media that you should be doing on a daily basis. And then here are some wild card ideas that if you had all the time, all the money, all the resources in the world, here's what you should be doing to kind of break through and be, get found online, or be heard, be seen. Some of those more fun promotions that may not be just in line with your normal everyday best practices. Okay, so this evaluation roadmap is actually the first step for me for every single client that I work with. And the reason why is because I do charge for this, by the way, and because it's like getting paid to do a little short-term interview with a client to see how well do you like this client, how easy is it to work with them. You get a chance to evaluate them, and at the end of it you can decide on what's next for them, what would be best for them to take those next steps, and do you want to continue working with them, and if so, in what ways do you want to continue working with them. So this is why I say it is the perfect pitch, because you've had a chance to evaluate everything that they're doing online, including them giving you marketing plans and background information that you would not be able to get without their partnership. You can formulate a plan specifically for them that you know is exactly what they need. You've also had time to sort of evaluate their budget and their commitment to their online marketing plan, and therefore you can craft your pitch right inside of that. And if you decide that they're not somebody that you want to work with, then you can offer more like consulting or training, or you can offer to refer them, or you could offer them to go to an information product that you may have instead. And that is why, in my opinion, the social media evaluation is the perfect pitch. And once I'm done with a social media evaluation and I come back with a plan for our client, very, very rarely are they not now seeing me as their expert, as the person who is going to hold their hand and walk them through social media in whatever capacity. And so it is very rare that I have a client that does not take me up on whatever proposal or offer that I make to them. And this is why the social media evaluation is your perfect pitch. Now I'm going to speed up here a little bit for you guys. Other done-for-you services that go in those monthly things are audience growth and engagement, customer support, content creation, network setup and optimization, helping them with their content distribution. And I personally don't charge any less than $2,500 a month. Uh-oh, is there one more bullet here? I can't remember. There we go. For about 3 profiles, updating content a couple of times a day, again, helping them with that engagement and their customer service in real time. That small business package starts at around $2,500 a month and up from there, but this is a really good small business package. Now, For those of you that are just getting started, you may offer package. I do recommend in Social Media Manager Pro, we talk about what you would offer in a $1,000 a month package or a $1,500 a month package, and on up to your full-time clients where you're offering, where your prices and your packages are more around $4 to $5 grand a month. But for just organic, remember, we're not talking about doing a lot of paid here. This is just me maintaining, updating your profiles, creating content, sharing your blog posts, sourcing other content to share, commenting and engaging. It actually takes you a little bit of time every day. It takes some thought, takes some strategy, and so those packages should be around. You should be charging around $2,500 a month, and this really is the industry standard, you guys. Again, I've trained tens of thousands of social media managers, and this is what I'm training them to go out and do. As a matter of fact, I have a client that we're doing some personal consulting with right now because she went out, followed our stuff, got her very first social media client, $2,500 evaluation, 3 months at $2,500 paid up front. This was her very first client, and now she's circling back going, I want to work a little bit more closely with you to help me actually create the strategy, because this is her going out, having not even been through the entire training yet, and landing this first client. And this was just within the last couple of weeks. So you might be thinking, no, it's not possible, she's overhyping, and I promise you, I absolutely am not overplaying the opportunity here. So again, the great news is for you guys, at $2,500 a month, which is absolutely doable per month per client, you really only need 2 to 3 clients, and you can replace your income if you've got that 9 to 5 now, or you could get yourself up to a full-time income if that's what you're looking to do. Now, that concludes the training part of this, and I know a lot of you want to go deeper and want to know more about how to add social media management services to your business. So how do you do this, you guys? Well, there are 2 ways. You could go to the School of Hard Knocks like Laura and I did. I burned up 18 months. Laura, how long did you burn up learning all this online marketing stuff?
Well, I'm 53 now.
And you're still learning every single day, true.
But I started my first online venture in 1999, which makes me pretty much a dinosaur.
You're not a dinosaur.
I really got down and dirty on everything after I got sick, and I couldn't hire people to do it for me. So I would say since 08, 07 when I got sick. And, yeah, I mean, the reason how I learned local was I didn't have money for certain things. So I went to my hairdresser and said, I'll make you show up in Google, can you do my hair, and a bunch of other things, and I don't purport that you do that, although barter is not a bad thing, but, there's just so much opportunity. I mean, both of us are real prime examples of, I wouldn't say rags to riches, but surely, from the street to whatever, there you go.
Which is why we come back and provide these, what I put on the screen here was giant shortcuts, right? Because we've been there. So knowing that you guys are going to want to take that shortcut, we put our systems together. Again, I'm going to blow through some of these slides because we want to get to the Q&A. I've talked to you about the Social Media Manager Pro training, and I told you I was going to tell you about it. So, so there are 6 modules, everything from getting started and avoiding mistakes, being in demand, to branding yourself so that you have the look of a professional that puts you in the top 2%. We're going to go deeper into connecting with your first client and what to say to land them. Module 3, service offerings. Went over 1 package here with you tonight, and we're going to go over my 3 bigger ones. I told you I've got a smaller one, and then I've got a larger one, so I review those. And we talk about one of my favorite parts is not doing any work until you get paid. Don't pick up no keystrokes until you get paid. Module 4 there is how to find some more clients, how to get instantly known as an expert in your local business community. We talked a little bit about that today with joining some meetups, but again, there's more specific training on how to do that. And how to get stopped by potential clients. So you could just be out at dinner or out at a concert or out, hanging out with friends, and people will stop you. Potential clients will stop you. This was one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones that I teach and that I've done anyway. In Module 5 is where I'm going to go into actually doing the work. So I'm going to give you daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly things to do. We're going to show you how to do them. We give you the worksheets and all of that stuff that you can use, and spreadsheets and templates and all of that stuff, the tools that we use and the things that help us save time, and the ones that we don't use, so that you don't bother spending money on those. And then in Module 6, kind of the nuts and bolts of running your business, how to send reports to your clients and run their metrics, how to boot difficult clients to the curb, how to hire people and pay people, what you should pay them, and really just the stuff about building an actual business so that you can sell it someday, so that you're not just a freelancer forever, but you build an actual business. Now, unfortunately, Laura retired from the local for social media market, so we've got our good friend Kurt Molly, who's teaching, going deep into some of the stuff that you've asked here about local marketing, putting on, what is that stuff, putting it on Maps and Yelp and Facebook pages, right, Laura?
Yeah.
All that local stuff. Kurt really knows that stuff too, and so he came on as a guest faculty member for us.
That's awesome.
He also teaches his strategies for getting your first client within your first couple of days as a social media manager. And he teaches more also. He's got a cool little trick that he teaches in this module about how to do a little system for them that you can run and take that into your meeting with them, so you've already gotten results for them before you even take a meeting, which occurs to the client like magic.
Yeah.
So I love that Kurt has taught this, and also with local businesses that we didn't really talk about here is that once you kind of have them where you're keeping their rankings up and you're getting that phone to ring like Laura mentioned, they're really not going to want to leave because they don't know how to do it themselves, and as soon as they do, they're going to notice that those rankings drop and that the phone stops ringing or people stop coming in. So these are some of those easy to fulfill services, and again, Kurt Molly teaches it, and he's a lot of fun. You guys will like him. And then I come back for another bonus module called Beyond Social Media Management, which is how to build your business beyond just that done-for-you stuff. So how to get famous online, how to get media attention, how to create additional streams of income, how to be an authority, and how to create this where you guys are tapping into this unlimited opportunity that Laura and I are clearly present to, because we get requests and clients coming to us on a daily basis wanting online marketing help. And so the difference is, the reason these clients are coming to us is because we're visible in all channels online. And you guys need to do that as well. So my bonus module 2 is Beyond Social Media Management. And also for those of you that are, that have an existing marketing business and you're looking to grow that, this module, if you think, oh, I already have the social media stuff down, I really did this module for people who have an existing social media business that are looking to take it to the next level. So for those of you that are on the webinar that are already marketing professionals or you're already advanced social media marketing professionals, I created this module specifically with you in mind about what did I do then to grow my business beyond just doing done-for-you stuff. So I think you'll agree, and I'll allow me to toot my own horn for a second, that this really is the best training on how to become a social media manager in existence. It's taught by myself and a faculty of experts who actually do social media for their clients every day. So we're not just talking about social media, we actually are doing it and kind of coming and reporting back to you guys. I would talk to you about a couple more of my clients, my social media manager clients, Carol Lawrence, Karen there, and Johnny, who actually got a job. He beat out over 200 people for that job because he had taken the training and because he was so skilled with social media. So I just wanted to point that out for those of you, again, who are just looking to grow your skills to either, in any direction, really. I have tons of those testimonials, and I bet you're like, cut to the cheese. Just kidding. Cut to the chase. Haha. No one likes my jokes anymore, Laura. They're just.
No, it's okay, and I want to apologize because I thought I put myself on mute. There was like a bug the size of like a small third world nation that I had to. And I realized I would put it on. I made sure the video wasn't there, so you didn't see me committing murder. But at the same time, I think you heard it in the background, so I apologize.
I didn't hear it, but I'm so in the zone right now. So.
Yeah, no.
So you guys, I don't really know. I don't really know what to charge for this training. I just kind of, I kind of throw it out to you. What would you expect to pay to actually start a business? A business in a box that comes with the opportunity to make an investment and have a client within 24 hours. I don't really know what that's worth, but I did really want to make it a no-brainer. And because I am committed to over-delivering, and because I know what it's like to just be getting started, I remember having that pink slip. I remember, if I were sitting on a webinar here at that time, trying to figure out how I was going to, Christmas is coming and blah, 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 and all that stuff. I know that you're just getting started or that you just want to get ahead. I kept those things in mind. And so, I don't know, scratched my brain around, talked to Laura a little bit, and today's price for Social Media Manager Pro is just one payment of $497 for the 6 modules and the 2 bonus modules that I just mentioned for you guys above. Now, tonight we are also going to include Social Media Manager Connect. It is our online community. We have a private Facebook group, no spam and no promotions. We have Google Hangouts just like this, Q&A sessions. You can see some examples. We bring on guest faculty and experts, getting noticed, getting clients, hosting meetups, tweetups, and trainings. We have a specific hangout on that by Joey McGurr, who was a student of mine, and that just blew me away. He now runs and manages a huge amount of the top social media tweet-ups and stuff in Austin, and just literally took the town that I live in by storm, and that's how he came on my radar with local business, and we got him on to talk to you about how he did that. Anyways, you get some exclusive content, and you get real-time, up-to-the-minute stuff. This is the stuff that our clients allow us to share. It's one of their agreements when they come on as a client with us to our agency, is that we can share it with you, social media managers. One of the clients on our roster right now has 600 stores, local businesses across the country, and 7 million people in their email database. So we have some really cool insights and information that we get to share with you guys. We share it in the Connect training. So I'm going to include that. We usually charge $27 a month, and as a matter of fact, in January that's going up to $47 a month. But we are going to bonus and throw it in Social Media Manager Connect tonight. So we're going to throw it in for free at the $497 price. So here's your little link that you're looking for at the bottom here, and it is socialmediamanagerpro.com/get-pro. I'm going to put a button up in a minute to make that actually clickable and linkable so that you don't have to go type it. And I don't know. I remember it's all $497 for all of that stuff. Laura did ask, and so we did make another little link on that page if you'd prefer 3 payments of $197. We're not going to include the bonuses at the $197, but if that makes it more affordable for you, then absolutely take advantage of that. So $197 could get you going with the training itself tonight. And then, Laura, we even talked about if that wasn't enough for people, if they were still sitting on the fence for some reason after we gave them all of that, you have a little special gift, do you not?
Oh, God, I can't believe you took that picture, used that picture.
I did on purpose.
Oh, God, yeah, there you go. That is a leather dress, and I am wearing it.
And you looked too dead sexy. So you guys, Laura is going to give away 30 minutes free consulting. This is one of my favorite lines I've ever written. 30 minutes free with the Laura Betterly. Yeah, I'm such a copywriter, and you're welcome. I wanted to prank you with that picture just because I thought it would be fun. But anyways, the first 5 people to email her their receipt are going to get a 30-minute consulting call with Laura in addition to the bonuses. So, Laura, do you want to tell them where to send that?
Yeah, just to Laura@laurabetterly.com. Pretty simple.
Woo! Make it so complicated. All right,
Yeah.
so you want to get 30 minutes of consulting, which honestly is worth more than my little measly course that I'm pimping here. Will you be wearing this outfit when they're on the phone?
You know, probably not. But I'm wearing a T-shirt. I don't know if I make so. I'll wear this. This says selfie on it. I don't know if anyone you can see it.
I don't know if we saw it earlier. Do you want to know? And this is probably totally sidetracking people, but the other picture I was going to put instead of this one was you in the T-shirt that Russell Brunson sent you.
Oh God, that's funny. Yep.
That was going to be the other one I was going to put. So, okay, so you guys, you have options here. You have 3 payments of $197. Does not include the Laura bonus or the Connect bonus, or 1 payment of $497 for all of it, including all of the bonuses. So you get Sexy Laura, Social Media Manager Connect, and Social Media Manager Pro. If you just go to Get Pro, this is us being super uber professional here. I have a 30-day money-back guarantee, okay, and I don't really care. I don't, trust me, I've had enough. I've had enough messages from other ventures that I've been in. I have a no questions asked policy. If you ask for a refund within 30 days, I will absolutely give it to you. So just so know that, but you're backed by that guarantee. So you want to do that. You won't get to keep anything, including your bonuses and your time with Laura. You won't get that, but you can do that. So socialmediamanagerpro.com/get-pro. I'm kind of rushing through because I want to put that little button up there, and I know we wanted to do some Q&A. Do you think we have time for that?
Well, actually, you know, I've been keeping up on the questions, so I don't think we have a ton. We have a minute or two. You know, there's questions like, I think I do well on my own social media. You know, would this training work for something that knew nothing about social media? And my answer to that is yes. You know, it's funny. Kate and I actually have several students that have trained from both of us, and a lot of these guys, I mean, they just, you know, they knew how to type, they knew how to talk, and you know, now they're running your own agencies, not only teaching social media and other stuff. So that's surely not an issue. But I know that, you know, those of us on the West Coast want dinner, and those of us on the East Coast probably want to go to sleep. So I won't keep you much longer. But if you have any questions, put it in the Q&A, or I know that we have the long chat, but it doesn't look like there's much coming up. I mean, I was a good girl, Kate. I just kept typing the whole time.
Your cheese, I'm just reading them all now because I've been on full screen the whole time. Did your cheese slip off your cracker?
Yeah, we have a little crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff about dinosaurs, and then I got some comments on, you know, on the death of whatever impending, you know, huge bug that was in the room here with me. But yeah.
If you guys ask enough, I'll share the picture of Laura and her T-shirt with you.
Oh, okay. Let me, you know, yeah. There's a story on that, just so you guys know. So Russell Brunson did a wonderful, like the best direct marketing piece I've ever gotten to be an affiliate, and it came with this. It was like a booklet that looked like this, right? And you opened it up, and a video started, and it said, "Hey, Laura, it's Russell." I mean, it was really badass, right? And then it came with like a T-shirt, but the T-shirt, I mean, my husband's 300 pounds and 6'3". It would have been big on him. So I put the T-shirt on, and it was like a little black dress, like that was, you know. So I thanked Russell, who happened to be a Mormon online. I tagged him for the little black dress. I'm sure his wife really enjoyed that, but nonetheless, that's the little black dress.
That is hilarious, by the way.
So there you go.
There is a little. You should be seeing the little. In case, since we took that little link away and you can't really see that, you should be able to see the little pro bundle. Yeah. See, a few of you I can see have seen it for sure. If you click on that link, it will take you to the page where you can see again a recap of everything that I told you that was in the course. And there is also the little button option if you wanted to go with the 3 pay. It's there on that page. So again, just click that little button.
I figured out how to make it say.
Now, can you see it, Laura?
I just made it live, I think.
Oh, I had already done it.
Oh yeah, no, there you go. Okay, good. I see it there. Anyway, let's see. Let me go back to the chat. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
So it's 10:30 my time. So we've been on for an hour and a half. I know you've been answering a lot of questions, and now we're just kind of goofing off. But
there's one other question, and I just want to answer, which is the question that comes in is, do we get is there a certification of sorts? And there is no certification per se, but you can say that you are a social media manager pro because you've gone through that. And does that make sense?
Yeah. Here's the thing, you guys. Social media is, I do not do the full official seal certification and all that, because the truth is anybody can do that. Okay, anybody can put together a little training and give you a certificate and put it on the wall. So unfortunately, even though I've trained thousands of people, that little thing, anybody can do it. So going into a business, all you have to do is say that you've been through training. You can say yourself that you're certified. I just am personally not going to do that, because I believe that anybody out there selling a training can just say, oh, well, now you've been certified. There's no real governing body of social media yet. And just in case you guys have any empathy, I have seen there's so much disparity out there, because there are a lot of people teaching social media in different ways. I teach what works in our agency, so I can stand behind it because I know that I've implemented it with my clients. It was successful. I come back and teach you. You go out and do it. If you have questions, you get stopped, you whatever, you come back and we keep working until it gets successful. But there are other methods out there, and I have seen some of my colleagues offer certifications and just literally get roasted. Okay, I love, my reputation is very important to me, so that is why I do not offer the seal or certification. But however you decide to position yourself, it is important to say that you've been through an extensive social media training that is real time and that is hands-on and that is not theory or strategy based, right? There are actually kids coming in to my social media manager training that now that some of the colleges and universities are offering social media management or social media as a part of their marketing departments, but they don't really leave with any hands-on experience, and so they're still coming back and they don't know how to charge for stuff, and they don't know how to position themselves as someone to get work and all of that kind of stuff. So I do cover that in the training, because guys, literally, this is what I do every freaking day. This is how I go on vacation. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my stepson. This is how I live my life. So I'm not just out teaching you guys fluff. This is us. I'm practicing getting clients every day and then updating the training over time. When I start noticing trends are changing, I'm able to sell more, sell less, change my package, whatever, coming back and reporting that stuff to you guys. So literally, literally, because I haven't said literally enough, I do jokingly say that I'm the hardest working woman in social media, and it's true. I was at a networking meetup the other night after I left my Q&A hangout with my social media manager Connect members, and remember, you guys are going to get that free for a year if you buy tonight. When you go to checkout, the next page will say, do you want to take advantage of the Connect free trial, which is 30 days? If you just say yes to that, I'm going to manually go back and extend that for a year to anybody who pays who buys with the $4.97 tonight. But literally, I was on that hangout. I left. I drove downtown. I'm at a networking mixer, and I'm still on my phone answering some questions that came in through my Facebook to some of my students. So if that answers your certification question, I kind of that's my viewpoint on it. I'm sorry if I ranted a little bit. I'm sorry if I don't know, Laura, if you even agree, but really, I stand behind my training, and I don't know that you getting a little seal of approval.
I don't
who has no idea. Your seal of approval will be in your results that you get for your client, and that's your certification.
I mean, that's the one thing, and I'm not going to say other people don't do this, but especially in the case of you and I, we walk the walk because we have clients and we do this all day long, not just social, but all the agency stuff. So there you go. There you have it. Cool. I think it's like an hour and a half into. No, we went longer than that, didn't we?
We're an hour. Yeah, we're an hour and a half.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like there's any more particularly pressing questions. So there you go. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna just put this. I'm gonna put my little slide back up, and the little offer still is showing there. That little button for people, and I don't know. Thanks for being here tonight, guys.
Yeah, and Kate, thanks. I know that this is kind of like vacation for you, and I got you, to spend your night with.
Oh, you got me. You got me to work on my.
Yep. There you go.
I was gonna put this little slide back up for you guys, and in case you hadn't been over there yet, we can probably put the link in the chat too.
Okay.
Just real quick before we hang up, how much longer are you on the West Coast?
I'm on the West Coast, and I hear hungry people behind me. I'm gonna have to take them out to dinner soon.
Okay.
I'm usually the one on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. All right, you guys, will go to get your Laura bonus. Don't forget to forward her your receipt to Laura at Laura Betterly. Go to get-pro, socialmediamanager.com/get-pro. And with that, I guess we will say goodnight then. Tell Rob and Kathy that I said hi. Wish I was there with you guys.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know, and I was glad that we could do this. Thanks, guys.
It's fun hanging out with you. I will talk to you later.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.